guests of the podcast. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to Soberless Thoughts.
I'm Mike Odenbeck.
I'm Alex Worley.
And these are our Soberless Thoughts. Hello and welcome to October. That's right, it's time for How to Survive.
How to survive. Ooh.
Every year, us here at Soberless Thoughts, and by that I mean Alex Gorley and myself, we like to tell you how to survive random things that would probably kill you if we didn't tell you how to survive it.
Exactly. Public service is what we're doing every Halloween.
Every October, the entire month. This is the first week, and so this is going to be our first month actually being on time with episodes, hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right.
Because we got this all planned out, so we'll see how it goes. But this week will be my turn to tell you how to survive. And you already know this because you read the fucking title of the episode. How to survive a haunted doll.
Ooh.
A haunted doll. And the reason that I picked a haunted doll, Alex, is because
Yes.
these things terrify me. And my wife, I think, thinks it's funny. And she's like, I don't understand why you're so scared of these things. And you're so scared of this doll that's creepy as fuck that I put right behind your head when you're just sitting there.
Right.
And I'm like, because you haven't watched the horror films that I have.
Right. I mean, out of all the things to be haunted, a doll is one of the more creepy ones.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way it's not.
Well, according to her, it's not.
What does she think? What does she think the creepiest thing is?
I don't know. A shark?
A haunted shark?
A spider, maybe?
I'm more afraid of the doll than the shark.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
So there was this, like in preparation for this episode, I was just kind of Googling through different images of haunted dolls. And this one popped up, and it was an adorable doll, minus the fact that it had solid black eyes.
Of course.
And I was like, what is this shit? Like, this would never enter my house.
No.
Like, why would you bring this into your home?
Right.
And I showed her like this is what I'm talking about. And she looked at it and she's like, what? It's cute. I'm like, are you serious right now? She's like, yeah, I don't even see why you're so freaked out about it.
Right.
Like, it's cute. I'm like, it has solid black eyes. She's like, no, it's not. You can see like the tiny little white around the edge. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the pupil is 99% of the eye. And you can see a tiny white sliver around the edges.
The doll's been at a rave and it's rolling its balls off.
Basically.
Yeah.
I don't need a doll that's on ecstasy.
Right. I know I've told about this, but yeah, dolls are like one of the more creepy ones. They are. Especially like those old timey ones that are like the porcelain head, they're like way too weirdly intricate, but they're also like, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Dude, so did I tell you about the doll that we were just given for my daughter?
No.
Okay. So a couple weeks ago, we're over at my sister's house, and so we have like an extended family on that side of the family. They're not technically related to us, but they're all like I don't know, like basically my stepmom's parents had next door neighbors that they were best friends with. And all of their children and all of my stepmom's parents' children all were like best friends growing up, and they like babysat each other and the whole nine. And so now that's continued on throughout the generations. So whenever we have big family get-togethers, that family is also invited, and mostly they all join and come and hang out, right?
Yeah.
So the matriarch of that family, her name's Marilyn, she had these old dolls that apparently she was starting to give to all the great grandbabies.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And well, Ariella is the newest great grandbaby.
Yeah.
And so she brought over this doll for her, and it is the quintessential creepy ass fucking old doll. Like as soon as I walked into my sister's house, Marilyn was sitting there and she had the doll sitting on the couch next to her. And I like just kind of glanced over at her to say hi to her, and I saw the doll, and I just my head just turned the other way, and I just walked away and walked out the back door. Like, I'm not even dealing with that.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that it was going to be a gift for my daughter.
Right. Yeah. Like, you're taking this thing home.
Right. I just like saw that and was like, nope. Just out the door I went. Like, nope. And then later on, I found out that, oh no, this is a gift for you. This is for you to take home.
Right.
And I'm like, holy shit. So we bring it home. I have it sitting in my living room. It's she don't even like it. My daughter didn't even really like it.
Well,
like,
of course not.
She never really played with it.
Yeah.
She just kind of put it in her, like she's got this little wooden rocking chair that sits in our living room that her great-grandfather, her actual great-grandfather made for her.
Right.
And she put that doll like on that rocking chair because it's almost as big as she is. Right?
Yeah.
So it's sitting in the rocking chair, and I really never, I don't know, for multiple days it sat there, and I never really gave it much thought and didn't think about it. And then I get up in the middle of the night one night, and I go in the kitchen, get a glass of water, and that light is on in the kitchen, and there's just like that one, like, beam of light that's kind of just
like cutting through
into the living room.
Yeah.
And I like kind of lean up on the counter in the kitchen and glance over into the living room, and that beam of light is right on that rocking chair, right on the face of that doll, and it's facing right towards me.
Right.
Like directly towards me, like it's looking right at me.
Right.
And I was like, no, not today. Fuck that doll. It's going away.
Yeah.
And I grabbed that doll, and I went into my daughter's room, opened a closet, put it in a top shelf, facing away. It's like buried in the top shelf of her closet now.
Yeah.
And that's where it will remain until tomorrow at the yard sale when I fucking sell it.
I get it. Totally get it.
So that's the fucking creepy doll.
That's so funny. Speaking of dolls coming to life, on a happier note, me and my son watched Toy Story for the first time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he liked it. But it was just funny you were talking about that, and I was like, oh shit, I just watched something where dolls came to life.
Yeah.
If you think about it, that's what Toy Story is about.
Basically, yeah.
Possessed dolls that come to life, and they don't want to get caught.
Yeah.
All right, not to ruin Toy Story for everyone in the world, but I was sitting there thinking, like, why do they come alive? And I'm like, is it like the Tooth Fairy kind of shit, where it's like, or like, did you ever see that movie? Oh, what the hell? Drop Dead Fred?
Yes.
Okay. Where she has like the make-believe friend.
Yeah.
And they come back later. There was actually a newer version of that, I feel like. Well, with what's his net? Yeah, it was on Netflix. About a blue unicorn or some shit like that. But anyway, I was sitting there thinking, like, is it like like, is it because they are trying to help the kids in some way? Like, trying to protect the kids? I don't know. I was trying to, like, come up with something. Well, I'm sure we'll watch it again. I'll have a better fan theory.
I think that Sid grows up to be like
The garbage man out of that one movie?
no, grows up to be Zach Baggins.
Who?
Zach Baggins.
Who's Zach Baggins?
Zach Baggins is the host of Ghost Adventures.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was I was funny. I was reading a fan theory about, in another movie, that there is a garbage man that has Sid's shirt on, like the skull,
Yeah.
and he's listening to, like, heavy metal music, as you would think that kid probably would listen to, and he has, like, the same body shape, and kind of like basically it's him grown up, and the fan theory is he is, because of his experience and them freaking him out and tell him not to destroy his toys anymore, he actually is a garbage man to save toys from the garbage.
Oh, really?
And now he takes them, repairs them, and keeps them, and gives them out to kids or whatever.
Huh. Oh, well, that's nice.
I know, isn't it though? But yeah,
Or he is the garbage man because he likes to find toys and make sure that they get incinerated.
yeah, that's true too.
Because that could be the case.
Right. I mean, he was a little crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyways, this is also Soberless Thoughts. So we are drinking tonight. Tonight we are drinking the Rheingeist Nitro.
Nitro
Luck. Is there different nitros? Or is Nitro Luck the only Rheingeist Nitro?
I don't know. I mean, nitro is just the gas they use in it. That's just like the type of beer. Because like there's a bunch of beers out there, not just Rheingeist, but other ones have like nitro
But
beers.
does Rheingeist have other nitro beers besides Luck?
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
Okay.
But yeah,
This
nitro.
is the only one that I've ever noticed that says nitro on the can.
Right. Most of them, I feel like you don't see it as much. You see it more in like, off the tap. You'll see the nitro lines. And it's just supposed to give it different texture. There's actually a video of people using helium to carbonate and put gas into the beer, and when you drink it your voice goes higher, or they use the other one that makes your voice go lower.
Well, that would be fun for an episode of the podcast.
I know, one of us just drinking a helium, the other one doing the
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's do it. We'll figure it out.
All right.
All right. Add that to the list of things that we might do in the future.
Yeah, one day.
All right. So, Luck. I feel lucky tonight talking about
Yeah,
fucking haunted dolls.
Right. By the way, this is an Irish style dry stout, 4.8% alcohol. Boom.
Is that why it's Luck? Because it's an Irish stout?
Yeah. Heck yeah. Do you feel lucky?
No.
Not with
No.
that doll still in the house?
Not with the doll still in the house.
Yeah.
Ask me again tomorrow night.
Right. You think anyone's really going to buy it?
I'll put make an offer on the sticker instead of a price.
Right. Take it.
Free.
Yeah, it's your...
Free.
You should look up, see what it's worth on the internet.
I think we might have, but I
Okay.
don't. If we did, I don't remember.
Yeah. Peace of mind is way better.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't put a $sign on that.
Yeah.
All right. So, like we like to do on the How to Survive, let's get right to How to Survive.
How to survive.
Survive a haunted doll. So first we need to find signs that your doll is actually, in fact, haunted.
Okay.
Okay,
So-
because you don't want to just get rid of your kid's doll
Right.
and then they're over there crying for the next 3 weeks because you got rid of their favorite toy
True.
and it was for no reason. So you want to make sure that the doll's actually haunted before you get rid of it. Okay?
Okay, good call.
So I got 10 signs that I wrote that are signs that your doll is in fact haunted.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is the doll was in the grips of a person as they died with some sort of unfinished business.
Yeah. I mean,
That is possibly a sign that that doll is haunted.
right. I don't know about you when you look for dolls for the kiddos. My first thing is like, who died recently?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Aunt Susie.
Yeah.
This just happened to be in the bed with Aunt Susie when she passed
Right.
of a massive heart attack. When she was only halfway finished with that romance novel she was working on.
Yeah.
The next sign is that the doll showed up at your house without you wanting it to be there.
Yeah. That'd be a big one.
I
guess
label the doll that I was speaking of earlier as such a thing.
Right.
Because I didn't want that. I had no expectation that that doll was going to be in my house. I didn't know that I had a new family, a new member of the family joining me that day.
Yeah.
No idea.
Should
And then I felt like because it was given to us from an elder of the family that we had to accept the gift.
Well, yeah. It's family heirloom now.
Right. All right. The next sign that your doll is probably haunted is that the doll's eyes seem to follow you around the room, no matter where you walk.
Well, that doesn't help at all.
No.
That's like every doll.
Is it every doll? Yeah. I feel like it's the way that their eyes are painted onto their face.
Yeah.
A lot of paintings are like that too. It's like, why? Everywhere I go.
Yeah.
The next sign is the doll's facial expression changes.
See, I feel like I don't pay enough attention to that kind of thing. I would have been like, huh, that's weird.
But if you glance at a doll and it's always had this like smirk, this like Mona Lisa smirk on its face,
Right?
and then like you accidentally kick it across the room and you go and pick it up and set it in a chair and it's got this frown, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Huh.
that's
That
weird.
is weird.
Why did that happen?
Touche.
It's probably because your doll's haunted. That's why.
Definitely.
Another sign is that the doll moves without any obvious manipulation.
Yeah, I'm going to go put if anything moves with any kind of manipulation, that thing is leaving the house. I'll go throw that out there now. I don't even need really the other stuff. That's the big one for me.
Just any kind of movement.
Yeah.
Just, it's sitting there like, and then it goes.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
I probably wouldn't even say that. Just wouldn't like, and just get up.
It's either me or you, Susie.
Yeah.
Me or you. Yeah, fuck that, dude.
Right.
Mm-mm. All right. I don't know what number I'm on, but the next one is the doll seems to disappear and then reappear randomly without any apparent cause.
Where does it go?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
And the reason I bring this one up is because this has happened with the Mandy doll, which is the cheerleading doll that my wife has.
Yeah.
That she has tortured me with in our basement. And like one day it'll be up on the shelf right behind me.
Yeah.
And I didn't touch it. I didn't move it. I didn't do anything with it. And all of a sudden I'll notice that it's not there. And I'll say something to her about it, like, did you move your Mandy doll somewhere? And she'll be like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, well, it wasn't on the shelf where it normally is. And I noticed, because I notice it every time I see it. And then I'll go downstairs to see if I can find where, like, maybe it fell somewhere. And I go downstairs and boom, it's sitting right there on the shelf. And I'm like, what the fuck? The next sign is that household members show a sense of obsession with the doll, including visions and dreams even. Like, my wife would like wake up and like, I had this weird dream about the doll, and this happened or that happened. Or my son will come in the room like, I had a vision of the doll. It chased me through the woods. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, so visions of the doll, or dreams of the doll, or just an obsession with it. And I'm like if, say, my daughter actually had this weird obsession with it and wouldn't like let it go, and was like that was her version of her blankie, right? Like, she wouldn't go anywhere without taking this doll with her, and she'd get mad and be like, but Dolly says that that she wants to go on a walk with me. I'm like, yeah, well, Dolly needs to stay the fuck home. Put Dolly in your little baby stroller and you take Dolly for your walk. I will stay home. The next sign that your doll might be haunted is that you hear voices coming from the room that the doll is located in. What is that called when you hear voices that are not attached to a person? No, there's an actual term for, like, when somebody throws their voice, that's called something. The voice that you hear is called something. I can't remember what it is though. Here's the next one. The doll's hair appears to be growing. Yeah. So when I was doing the research on this, that was one of the things that actually popped up several times, was that people had, of these haunted dolls, was that people had their doll's hair was visibly growing. Like, it would be visibly longer after a period of time than it was before. Which is fucked. The next sign is that people have ill-fated, quote-unquote, accidents around the doll. Which could be anything. And then that also, though, you have to be careful with that one, because you don't want to just say everything that happens bad is because of this doll. Just because, you'll lose your job. It's because I got a possessed doll. It's not because I drew a dick on the boss's fucking forehead. Stuff like that. Oh. Yeah, okay, so the ill-fated accidents was the last one. As a sign of the possessed, of the haunted doll. The haunted doll. All right, so you figured out that the doll in your house is haunted.
Yep, we figured it out.
And you need, it's for sure haunted. Right. For sure. You've had the discussion with your wife. She's concurred. Yeah. It's haunted. You needed to get the fuck out before it kills you.
For sure.
Because haunted dolls will kill you. And that's another thing that we need to talk about real quick. The way that haunted dolls can kill you.
Yeah.
First of all, it's a doll. So you need to just remember, it's a doll. So let's go into how to survive. How to survive a haunted doll. I feel like the people who made Annabelle ignored this list.
Yeah. For sure.
This is how you survive a haunted doll that's trying to kill you. First thing you need to attempt, punt that motherfucker across the room.
For sure. As soon as you think about it.
It's a doll.
Right.
Even if it's not haunted, just kick it a couple times.
Yeah.
Just for good measure.
We'll check all dolls.
Yes. Take every doll you own out in the front yard and punt it across the yard.
The one whose head's turned. Leave them out there.
Yeah.
Don't
Or
want
the
neighbors. Give them to the neighbors.
their facial expression changes.
Yeah.
You hear a little ah. All right, the next thing you need to do is you need to if you figured out that your doll is haunted and you really want to keep this motherfucker from doing some shit to you, what you need to do is you need to turn it on the shelf so that it's facing the wall, and you need to tell the doll that it's in timeout now because it's being bad. It's in timeout. Put the doll in timeout. Fuck you, doll. You're in there for 10 minutes. Don't look away. If that doesn't work, though, my next bit of advice is to take a couple pictures of it, post it on Facebook, and sell it on Facebook Marketplace. The only issue that I found with this and doing my research is that when people have attempted this, the doll somehow returns to their house. Like all of a sudden they'll get up one day and there will be the doll just chilling in the living room. I'm like, motherfucker, I thought you were gone. Right? Like, I thought I kicked you out of the house. See, now we did sell something that was haunted. And we have yet to reap the fucking devastation that's going to cause us yet. But
Some of them accept currency.
I'm still waiting. I feel like it's going to come back on us tenfold one day, but I pray to God that it doesn't. Next, if that doesn't work, what you need to do if you have a haunted doll is you need to give it to the daughter of your least favorite friend or family member. So if giving it to the daughter of your least favorite friend or family member doesn't work, then my next step to survive a haunted doll is to have a priest or John Wick Constantine give the doll an exorcism. Here's the next step on the list. What you need to do is you need to burn it until it's fully disintegrated in a ritual bonfire while chanting in solid black robes whilst nude underneath. Because what you're trying to do in this situation is you're trying to overcharge it. Like you would a fuse, for example. And then what happens? The fuse pops, and then it's off, and it's gone. Dude, I worked at this place called Citibank. And one of the guys who I was a coworker with, we became friends, and he invited me over to his apartment one night that he shared with his goth as fuck girlfriend. And it wasn't baby doll fucking heads in the corners, but I walked in and I'm like, hey, like him and I are just like bullshitting in like the kitchen area that's as soon as you walk in. And then I walk into like, he like goes walking into the living room, and I go to follow him in the living room, and his girlfriend's like sprawled out on the couch in her like black goth shirt, like attire or whatever she was. I can't call it clothing, but I can't call it nothing, you know. There was something on her. Anyway, so she's laying there, and I'm just like look at her like, and I look at him like, did you tell her I was coming over? And he's like, yeah, she just wears that kind of shit around here all the time, like, you know, around here all the time. And I was like, okay. So then, like, because she was laying there like basically half naked, like she had my eye attention, and then so I kind of like pulled my eyes away from her, and I looked over to my other side to the right, and like to where like the TV and shit was, and on the wall there was this like big like inverted cross and like a pentagram and all the shit like basically painted on the wall. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I like turn out, I look at him, and he like had sat down next to her on the couch, and I'm like, dude, I gotta go. He's like, we're gonna like play a video game or whatever, and I was like, nah, man, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna go. He's like, you sure? I'm like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable in here, man. I'm gonna go. He's like, all right, well, I'll see you at work. I was like, all right, dude. Like, fuck. Like, no, man, I am not going to be in your fucking, in that. It's not happening. Can you imagine that? If you went and got a tattoo, right? You're a little intoxicated. You had a couple whiskeys. You're like, I've always wanted this fucking eagle on my shoulder here. Like, let's go and get it. USA, USA, right? Go in, sit down. It's fucking Lucifer sitting there at the chair. He's like, all right, come on, let's get this tattoo on you. And he's like, all right, I'm going to do this fucking badass 3D eagle on your shoulder with USA titled underneath it, right? And then a couple years later, you're like, you meet this girl, and she's like, let's go to this rave. And you're like, I've never been to a rave before, but fuck it. All right, let's go to a fucking rave. Let's do it. I'm trying to get some. She's hot. Let's do it. Whatever. Fuck it. It ain't going to hurt nothing. So you take your eagle shoulder USA chant ass into the fucking rave, and it's nothing but black lights. Nothing but black lights. And that's when you find out that the eagle has a demon face and big ass fucking 666 across it, and it was all in invisible ink, and you had no idea that it was fucking there. Yeah, because you don't know. You don't know. Especially if it's like on your back or somewhere where you can't see your ass, born in Kentucky, whatever, you know, made in, dude, I'm just saying, you don't know. You don't know what's back there. You don't know. All right, let's help these people survive a haunted doll. Where did I leave off? Let's see. What was the last one? The next step is to just try shipping it directly to Zach Bagans. Because he started his own museum in Las Vegas of haunted items. Did you know that? Yeah. So he now has a museum of haunted items in Las Vegas that you can go in and check out. And if it comes back, then you need to do next step. The next step, we got 3 left, is you need to have a holy man pleasure himself on the doll until completion. think it's coming back angrier than ever.
Would you? We're just getting ways to piss.
Okay. If that doesn't work,
It ain't gonna work.
if that doesn't work, you need to challenge the doll to a staring contest. And the loser loses their soul. You you wouldn't challenge a haunted doll to a staring contest? Alex, you want to get rid of this doll, right? You want to get rid of the doll? Okay. Out of all the research I've done, we do this every October. So we spend the entire rest of the year doing as much research as we possibly can to let all of you, the viewer, know exactly how to survive these things that we tell you how to survive. So after months and months of research, damn near a year, Alex, what I found out is the most surefire way to get rid of a haunted doll, bar none. Put the doll into a box of concrete. Let it harden. Charter a deep sea fishing vessel. Once you reach the deepest waters, you toss that motherfucker in the water. Go home. Go home. It's gone. It's gone. You have won. At that point, you, my friend, have won. And that's it. And that is how you survive a haunted doll. I don't know, man. All I know is that's how you survive a haunted doll. For sure. That is the way. The way. And if all else fails, put it in timeout. Accept that it is now a member of your family. Right. If it fucks with you enough to where you would put your kid in timeout for causing you to do something, put it in timeout. Face it against the... Stand it, literally stand it in the corner, facing the corner. Nose in the corner. Can you imagine? First of all, can you imagine that your significant other didn't tell you that you put the doll in the fucking corner? And then you walk into the room the next morning and you see the doll just standing in the fucking corner? Every Friday of October, you're going to figure out how to survive something. This week, it was how to survive a haunted doll. Next week, Alex will be bringing you how to survive something, whatever it was that he's been researching for the last 11 months. And then the following week, it'll be me. And then the following week, it'll be Alex. And then the following couple days after that will be Halloween. And we'll have something special. Something extra special for you just for Halloween. Because every year we do a special for Halloween. And that's how we do. That's how we do here at Soberless Thoughts. So, from me to you, from the back porch to you out there in the Never Never Lands.